Hey everyone, welcome back to AskReddit. This channel is created for all of you Reddit lovers. If you like Reddit stories, this is the place where you'll find the best posts and comments. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss new episodes. This story is called Divorce Lawyers, or How People Screw Over Their Spouses. My dad has been married to my mom for 37 years. He had a 5-year marriage before her which ended from an affair. This is how it went. My dad's wife at the time was having emotional problems or anxiety and started seeing a shrink. Weeks go by, and she tells my dad she isn't happy and needs time to think and will be staying with her parents. Dad says, "Okay, I love you. We can work it through, blah blah blah." Anyways, find out from friends she is staying with her pharmacist. Also, note, my dad is still sort of fresh from Vietnam and was a ranger in the army. The old man goes psycho, goes to the dude's house early in the morning, knocks on the door, the pill giver answers, and my dad physically ruins him. Driving away from the scene and passes the cops. Small town, so my dad knows where they're going. Dad's like, "Okay, I better go back and talk to them." Goes back and meets the cops, and they go, "Who are you?" "I'm the dude who beat up the guy." "Sir, he's really messed up. We are calling an ambulance for him." And start cuffing my dad. "Why did you do that?" "My wife's in there." They uncuff my dad and let him go. At the time in Minnesota, you could sue somebody for having an affair with your spouse through the loss of love clause. So my dad won big time, and with the winnings, bought a brand new float plane and named it Justice. I'm not a divorce lawyer, but this happened in NYC a number of years ago and is just too sweet not to include here. Some dentist or doctor on the Upper East Side and his wife were having a fecking nasty divorce, and she got their gorgeous Upper East Side brownstone worth several $1,000,000, which pissed him off royally. So, the a-hole went into the brownstone, turned on all the gas, let the place fill up with gas, and blew it up, totally destroying the building and killing himself in the process. Turned out the joke was on him because the now empty lot was worth a crap ton more than the house was. How often is a buyer going to get a prime building lot for a new house on the Upper East Side of Manhattan? The lot was worth about double what the house was, and the wife got it all. LOL. I heard this story secondhand from my mother, but after growing up knowing this woman, I totally believe it. My mom's friend, we'll call her Wifey, suspected her husband was cheating on her with his ex-wife. Yes, his ex-wife. The one he divorced prior to marrying Wifey. She hid a tape recorder, it was the 80s, under the couch, and caught him talking to his ex on the phone, making plans to meet up and bone. She played it cool, real cool. Wifey didn't let on that she knew. She waited till the husband went out of town for a business trip. She changed the locks on the house, took his prized saddle, and threw it in the fireplace. She emptied their bank accounts so every check he'd written on that trip bounced. The house was in her name. The husband came back, couldn't get in the house, and found he didn't have $1 left to his name. All she'd left him was the truck. When they went to court, Wifey told the judge that since her husband was cheating with his ex-wife, a notorious tramp, and that she was afraid that she had AIDS. So the judge made the husband keep Wifey on his health insurance for the next few years so she could get regular AIDS tests. My mother told me that it took the husband something like 8 years to recover financially, all over his ex-wife that he'd already married and divorced once. I hope you're enjoying this video so far, and if you do, please leave a comment below and tell us your story or a story that you've heard from a friend. Dad and Mom are getting divorced. Dad has a great job and is personally wealthy. Mom is presumed to take the children, age 15 and 17. Offered to split everything 50-50. She comes back and demands a ridiculous amount of Dad's personal assets. So, to counter, Dad asks for custody of the kids, though he has no desire to have custody of the kids. Mom freaks out and agrees to settle for nothing in return for custody of the kids. One of the lawyers cooked this up at the firm I used to work for. My dad did a couple of divorce cases early in his career. I'll just tell my favorite story. Not really a matter of anyone being screwed, but it was just funny. Basically, husband and wife are arguing over furniture in their new house, and there was a huge blow-up over this living chair. The wife was arguing that the chair should go to her because it matched the sofa, and she was getting that. The husband argued that the chair should go to him because his ass fit the chair. So they ended up with the judge getting fed up and auctioning the damn chair. Asked the wife how much she would be willing to pay for the chair. She said $10. He asked the husband, "Are you willing to pay her more than 10 for the chair?" The husband then just grumbles, "Fine, she can have the damn chair." My dad was like, for feck's sake, neither one of these people even cared about the damn chair if it wasn't worth more than $10 to either of them. They just wanted to fight over it. This is why my dad said he never wants to go back to doing divorce cases, because most of the ones he's seen are usually about a bitter couple just wanting to have one more fight before parting ways. Not a divorce attorney, but I clerked for a judge that handled divorce cases. We had a couple that were both lieutenant colonels in the Air Force. They had one daughter that was about 12 years old. Both had graduate degrees and were generally intelligent people. Well, the husband had an affair, and things went sour with the relationship. The daughter was at that age when her relationship with her mother was starting to get a little strained, and she mentioned how she wanted to stick with her dad because he was about to be stationed elsewhere and the parents would be going their separate ways. The mother absolutely freaked. The first thing she did was go to the local police department and claim the father had been molesting and raping the daughter. They investigated and couldn't find any evidence, so they dropped the case. The mother, still furious, then goes to the Air Force Office of Special Investigations and reports the same thing. The Air Force then suspends the husband from duty and conducts their own investigation. The same result, no evidence of wrongdoing, and the case is dropped. The mother then goes to the next state over, where the husband is about to be transferred and contacts the local police there with the same story about molestation and rape. They, of course, do their own investigation, but the same result. The case is dropped. Of course, this whole time the daughter has been interviewed a dozen times by psychologists, various therapists, the police, the Air Force, and who knows else. The daughter is straight up traumatized by this. People constantly asking her if her dad had been touching her and so forth. Not to mention the harm it did to her father's career. He was basically screwed from any possible promotion just because of the allegations, as well as the fact that infidelity in the military is a big no-no, but that was his own doing. Well, once word of all this gets back to the judge, he is furious. He's former Air Force JAG and still has contacts in the ranks. Well, anyway, the couple comes in front of him one day for a hearing, and he outright tells her she better stop this behavior or he's going to hold her in contempt of court for the maximum amount of time he can lawfully hold her in a cell. Contact the DA and recommend the filing of charges. Contact your Air Force superiors and recommend reprimand to the fullest extent possible, and basically anything and everything he can do within his power. It was one of the most messed up things I've seen during my relatively short experience in the legal world. Edit. For those of you freaking out because she received no consequences, she lost any hope for a relationship with her daughter, possibly for the rest of her life. Her Air Force career was over, and last I heard, the DA's office was looking into possible charges. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with that because I left soon after all this happened. The judge in this situation didn't have much authority outside divorce itself. He can make recommendations and suggestions to the DA and Air Force, but has no power to bring charges. The most he can do is put her in contempt of court. Thanks for watching today's episode of Reddit Stories. Leave a comment and tell me what you think about this video. Share your story, and if you want to see more, please like and subscribe to my channel.